Hello everyone, and welcome to Getting Ready for Programming 1. Okay, hopefully you listened to Welcome to Programming 1 and got an idea of what the course is all about and how learning about programming is all about. What it's going to take. Now we're going to talk about getting ready for this particular course. There's a few steps to doing so, and so hopefully this video here will cover that, or at least bring up some questions that you can ask your instructor. What we're going to do in this particular video is cover the syllabus, the software needed for the course, and discuss the whole idea of a book. Okay, again, the book for this course is not required, and it will be used as an additional resource, but I want to show you how to get to that book and how we're going to use it. First of all, the syllabus, probably one of the most important things to be really covering during the initial parts of this course. In doing so, you need to make sure you understand what a syllabus is. A syllabus just isn't just a quick piece of paper that just has a few things on it and you kind of blow it off and move on. It's actually a contract between you and your instructor on what you're going to learn, how you're going to learn it, how you're going to be assessed, and any grading and course policies that he or she may have. It's important that you note this, okay? So that when you get into the course and you are questioning why this is happening or that's happening, it should be in the syllabus, okay? It's your responsibility to understand everything on the syllabus before you really start the course. If you have any questions about it, please ask your instructor, okay? That's why we're doing this right now. I'm going to get out of this slideshow for a second. Let's go ahead and look at least some of the common parts of the syllabus that should be part of any course you take, or any section you take, I should say, for IT 101. Every part of the syllabus should have the course number, the course title, the instructor, and their contact information. You want to note this in case you want to get a hold of your instructor. If they have office hours, how to make those office hours, and so on. Not every instructor that teaches this course will have office hours. We have adjunct professors and full-time professors. The adjunct professors are not required to have office hours. The full-time professors are, okay? But also please note that if you have an adjunct professor and you really need to see somebody live, especially if you're taking this course online, feel free to contact and make an appointment with a full-time professor at Cincinnati State in the CPDM program. We'll be happy to help you. The course description on what you actually are taking, and what the course description on what it is you're going to be taking here. The prerequisites or co-requisites, if there are any. In this case, there actually is none. Okay, even though IT 100 is recommended, it's not required. The objectives, very important to note and very important to inventory. The goal is you're going to walk out of here being able to do this. You want to make sure you can do so. We talked about this in our welcoming video. That's very important. This course is very important for their foundation, especially for CPDM students. This is what we want you to be able to do. As long as you can do this, you're doing well. The program learning outcomes. These are actually pretty interesting and something I want to talk about here for 1 second. The program learning outcomes are not about the course, it's about the entire program, in this particular case, CPDM. These are the objectives for the entire program and what you're going to be able to do. Let's go look at them. I have them sitting right here. The graduate will be able to collect, disseminate, analyze, and apply the requirements for a specific software development project. The graduate will be able to write, test, and maintain software. The graduate will be able to design. The graduate will be able to effectively utilize databases. The graduate will be able to create application software that is intuitive by a wide range of users. The graduate will be able to effectively articulate their ideas, recommendations, and solutions. A little bit of soft skill there. The graduate will be able to lead or participate effectively in teams. Again, soft skills. And then the graduate will be able to demonstrate their ability to utilize appropriate resources to broaden their knowledge and apply the industry's latest development tools, techniques, and standards. These are published now learning outcomes for the CPDM program, okay, in each one of its majors. There's no difference based upon the major. What we do now in our syllabus is relate to, if you actually look at these numbers right here, we relate to the course you're now taking to those programming learning outcomes. So we're basically saying this course is going to aid you in meeting the objectives of 1, 2, 5, and 8. Let's go look at this one more time. 1, 2, 5, and 8 of this particular of these learning outcomes. So programming 1 is going to help you to collect and disseminate and analyze requirements. It's going to help you write software. It's going to help you write software that's intuitive for a wide range of users, and it's going to help you also broaden your skills and be able to keep learning as we move forward. Does that make sense? So every syllabus you take in CPDM, especially for its core courses, okay, you may want to note this, okay, as you go through it. This is our recommended text. We're going to talk about here in a few minutes. Right here, any course requirements, in this case is Visual Studio. And then this is what's unique probably to each instructor is their course assessment. How we're going to grade you, the scale, and how each piece of the course will be weighted based upon that particular instructor, okay? Also, other instructor-specific information, probably some policies here on how they handle late assignments and so on and so on. Every instructor can be different in this way. So you want to note that and make sure you understand it. A lot of this here is based upon a commonality of all courses in Cincinnati State. No-show policy, withdrawal from course, non-attendance, college communications, and so on as we go through it. So you might want to all the way through that and actually COVID and so on. Okay? So please note that and read this and make sure you completely understand, specifically around how you're going to be assessed and so on. Okay? Okay. Let's get back to where we were before. If I can find it. Here we are. And let me get started here. Sorry about that. Oops, this is the wrong one. Here we go. And we got down to the syllabus. Okay? All right. All right, let's get back a little bit then. Sorry about that. To the next piece of this is the software. Okay? And so in this particular course, we're going to be using Microsoft Visual Studio. This software is free to you, and it's going to be downloadable based upon Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is an account that we have here at Cincinnati State that will supply you with Microsoft software, absolutely free to you. All right, you just got to have an account and your ID and password, which is the exact same ID and password you use to log into Blackboard, and you'll be able to go get the software we need. If you took IT 100, you probably already have this software. If not, it's no big deal. We're going to give you time to get the software and so on. It shouldn't take you very long to get it, download it, and upload it, and install it, I should say. But for the most part, let's make sure you have it. But again, if you download the software in IT 100, you should be good to go and do not need to download anything else in this particular case. Every semester we always have issues with what version should we be using for this particular course, Programming 1. We try to keep it consistent among everything, but Microsoft constantly updates its versions. Why? Money. Another word. They're constantly updating versions. We'll update the version we use based upon just kind of staying, with them as they go through. We very rarely use the latest version because we have not tested it and made sure that it works the way we want it to work as we're teaching you how to program. And so we basically will test the versions and then we'll finally go to that version and have you download that version. Okay? What you're going to be using is you need to make sure that you go to the content under the course navigation, and where we'll have some instructions there, it will tell you the version we should be using for that particular course. I'm not going to give you a number in this video because it's going to change, and I want to keep this video useful for a few years, okay? But let me kind of show you where that would be. And so if we come back out here and we go to the course, here is one of the courses. You see the syllabus would be here. You'll see something like this, software acquisition instructions. This is actually a document that will show you how to log into Azure, how to find the software that you need, and how to not only download it, but also how to install it. And as you see right here, the version used in this course is going to be Visual Studio 2019. This will change based upon the years moving forward. And so, so always look at it and we'll tell you what version you should be on. All right? Make sense? Okay, let's get back here. I got too many things going on here. And let's get started. I was hoping that would start where we need to. Sorry about that. Oops, get back. Okay. Azure, for the most part, is there for you to download any software you need. What's kind of cool about the Visual Studio is there are different versions out there that you can actually download. In some cases, the latest version and maybe the one that we're actually using. If you want to download both, feel free to do so. It's no big deal to us, and they're mutually exclusive of each other. So you're not, if you had a later version than the one we're using, you're not going to mess that up. So you can download both if you want them both on your computer. Once again, we give you the instructions. I just kind of showed you, I should have did this already. We kind of showed you that I provide you the instructions, downloadable instructions, and they look very similar to this. And it will basically state that for Programming 101, you need Visual Studio. And to get the Visual Studio, go to page 6 of this document. You go down to whatever the page is we tell you to go to, and it will walk you through, here we go, finding the stuff and loading it and installing it. You see that right there? Okay, there it is right there. You can go browse through this, and again, we highly recommend you follow our instructions for installation, because sometimes there's some unique pieces to the installation that we want you to follow, because it's how we want you to set the software up for our particular course. Make sense? So use that document. All right. Let's go back here. Tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to start that back up again. We'll just kind of walk through there in this case, okay? So we got the software needed, and you understand that, all right? So Visual Studio for this, you want to get that downloaded as soon as you can. By when? Well, we're going to start writing programs. That's the next thing we do in the next week's content. And we'll actually write programs. So you should have, in the next few days, make sure you download and install Visual Studio. If you have issues, you can contact your instructor, or if you need to, you can contact our help desk at Cincinnati State. They should be able to help you also. Usually most people can install without much issues at all, especially Visual Studio. All right, cool. All right, the final piece of this video is all really about the book. In CPDM, one of the we were asked. Let me start over again. The college a few years ago asked every program in the college to consider the use of books and to try to minimize the cost for students. We were fortunate enough to be a type of program where we feel we can teach you everything that's needed to be able to be taught without the use of books. And so there's not a course in our program, core courses. I can't control English and physics or and math and so on, but core courses, everything with IT, CPDM, or SET around it, and none of them will require a book. We provide you with all the materials you will need and also additional resources, internet resources that are out there. So we hope that helps. Now, with that being said, I also know some people really like to have a book in their hand, and that's perfectly fine with me. And so what we did is we found a book that we were using that kind of follows what we do, but it's basically another resource in this case, okay? And that's what we're basically doing in this case, all right? It's a free book. It's an ebook, okay? We're not going to teach to it, though I might say what we're covering this week. You can go look at chapters 2 and 3 of the book, and though it might not be exactly how we just taught you, but it should be a nice resource that you can go to if you want some more examples. Does that make sense? All right. In this case, let's keep going down here. But please note, you should follow the videos and follow our examples, not the book. We want you to follow what we tell you to do. We feel that's just as good as a book if you do that. The videos are very similar to what this is. We're going to have a casual conversation, try to cover all the things that basically have been asked of us over the years, and make sure you have everything you need to be successful in attacking your assignments for that week, okay? So the book will be a resource, and I'll have additional resources for you if I find them on the internet and I think they're relevant and they make sense in what we're trying to do. All right. Now, the one big key here is finding the book. Okay, it's not the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to show you how to get into finding the book and where it's at, and so on. The last step here before I get out of here is that most of these books are available on Amazon or so on. We do not have them in our bookstore. because, again, I don't require them. But if you actually want a hard copy of the book, the USB code, I'll show you where that is at, and then you can actually take that code, go to Amazon, and for the most part, probably buy it for a couple dollars. It probably won't cost you that much at all to actually buy the book. So that's strictly up to you. But I can't stress enough, we're not following the book to the T. Okay? All right. So how do we get in these books? Well, it's a little bit tricky. You got to get out of your course completely. You'll go over to the website and you'll find this piece called library. You see that right there? You go to the library and then you say find books. But what you're going to actually click on is ebooks right here. This is actually pretty cool. There's a lot of resources here. We're going to be using the Safari Learning Platform, the O'Reilly Safari Learning Platform. You're going to come in here. Our institution is not listed. I don't know why. I have no idea. So immediately just go ahead and click on institution not listed. Type in your email. And I'm talking about your Cincinnati State email, okay? And just say, let's go. It will recognize that email and say, cool, you're in. And then here you go. This comes up. Pretty much what you want to do is cut and paste the information we'll have in the course on the book. But this is the book right here. What you will do is you'll come here and search this. So if I go back to the course, let me go do that for a second. And it's right there on the syllabus, right? There's our syllabus. And we have this right here. Right here is the number we're looking for. Okay. Oops, let's see if I can do a better job copying that. There you go. I'm going to copy that, and I'll stick that in the site. There we go. And it should find the book for me. And that's how you would do this. And then once the book's up, there it is. We're going to be using Visual Basic 2015. You might be saying, Bob, why 2015? Interesting enough, he has not made a 2019 or 2022 book, or he hasn't gone beyond 2015. And for the most part, this book is working. Okay. Now, at the time of I'm making this video, this is the book we're going to be using. This could change. And if it does change, we will note that in the course. All right, then go find the book that we're actually using. So it makes no difference what book I'm showing you right now. The current book we'll be using for the current students, for when I made this video, will be this one, okay? In future, it could be something totally different. And again, this is just a reference. There are a lot of books out here for Visual Basic. You can actually look at all the ones you want to look at. It doesn't have to be just this book. If you typed in Visual Basic right here, oh wow, this might take a few seconds. You'll see there's all kinds of books that will pop up for it, okay? This is the one we're going to be, like I said, I'm focusing on right now for this particular time. It could change as we move forward. These are free. What do you mean by that? Well, if I click on this, all I have to do is come over here. Let's see, this is our table of contents, and I can start scrolling through it and look at part 1, Visual Basic, and start walking through the book. You can print off the pages. You can do all those types of things if you like. Okay, I think you scroll by doing this and go from there. Again, I don't feel you need to use this book that much in this course, but it's there as an additional resource. Okay? Great. All right. I know I kind of went back and forth on helping you get ready here, but I want to make sure you got this all taken care of. So those are the first pieces of getting ready for this course. Please make sure you download your software for Visual Studio as quickly as you can, okay? You're going to need it. You're going to need it very quickly. And make sure you understand the syllabus. If you do those, you're well on your way of getting ready and being successful in this class. Good luck to you.